G'day from Baku, where this playful kitten captured the attention of the F1 community yesterday in the paddock. This cat has created such a buzz in the paddock. The first picture I took of it was this gentleman holding it. He'd taken it from Paddock Club and was going to evict it, which he did. He put it underneath the fence, but within minutes it had appeared back in the paddock. A second person then grabbed it and evicted it, but it was having none of it and ended up in the paddock for all of the day. In fact, it's still in the paddock now. It was in at Mercedes for a very long time. Some of the cameramen were adoring its presence. And in fact, I did ask on my Instagram post and my other social media post for you to name that cat, and come the end of the video I'll tell you what the consensus was. But certainly this place is known for cats. It's not uncommon for them to be on the track during track sessions. Charles Leclerc actually made mention of it while he was on track. Are they in danger? Of course they are. And it's very easy to get onto this track. If you're a cat, no security is going to stop them. Now, I had heard that there were cats in the paddock in the past. I've never seen one first time, and certainly not one as comfortable with humans as this one was. One thing for sure, this is a very playful and friendly cat. A couple of you said, oh, hang on a second. Valtteri Bottas over here, going for a ride. Trust me, that was Valtteri. Somebody said it needs a pass. Well, indeed, we got it a pass. A media pass, to be exact. You're supposed to ride it, not carry it.
Upstairs. Yeah. I'll try tomorrow.
Okay, man. It took a particular liking to this man. You might know him, Steve-O from Mercedes. He spent a good couple of minutes enjoying its company before it moved on to the next human. He wasn't that much interested in food, but certainly the people in the paddock were very keen to get alongside it and make it feel welcome, and welcome it was. Of course, the pictures we really wanted were the kitten on a car, but it never got that close to a garage. And when it did, in fact, the Mercedes guys at the back of the garage were very keen to shoo it away. Now, thanks to Quadlock for sponsoring this video. I want to take a moment to talk about their new and improved car kit, starting with their wireless CarPlay adapter. Simply plug it into your car's USB port and you'll enjoy wireless CarPlay in an instant. No more pesky cables, no more poor connections, just easy, reliable CarPlay integration. Quadlock even has a cup holder mount. This is a unique solution that transforms your car's cup holder into a sturdy, adjustable phone mount. With their precision engineering, you can forget about using vents and leave out the adhesives. It's really too easy. And I can't not mention the new windscreen dash suction mount. Quadlock's strongest car mount yet, engineered for strength, built to last, featuring an ultra-strong suction base and an extendable arm. This product is perfect for securing your phone when you're on the road. So there you have it, Quadlock's latest innovations to help you move smarter, stay connected, and upgrade your drive. To find out more, click the link in the description. Now, George Russell was not with us today. He was resting. What's the story there? I had a chat with Aleix Casanovas, who is his trainer, and he said, no, he's resting in South Africa. And for a minute or so, he was very keen for me to believe that was the case, but it wasn't. In fact, Valtteri Bottas posted on his Instagram page that he was on the same flight as him. So what's wrong with him? Nobody was saying, but he was happy to sit it out for the day. But Aleix did say he will be back for FP1. Of course, if he wasn't back, Valtteri Bottas would have been in the car. I had a chat with Valtteri about a couple of things, and he said, look, I'm actually leaving on Saturday night to do a function in Hawaii with Mercedes. But if George is sick and cannot race, I imagine Valtteri will have to take a seat in the car and he won't be able to attend that function. And of course, if you are a regular viewer of my videos, you'll know that in this place there are only two hotels that the drivers stay at. This one behind me, that's the Hilton, and the one over here, which is the Absheron Marriott. What's the better hotel? The Marriott. And they have a new bridge that connects the Marriott with the paddock now, and it looks well, it will look magnificent by the time we get into the weekend, but it was running well behind schedule today. Still had ladders up inside there, but get this, you can actually see through glass down to the track. Now imagine you're not allowed to sit above there and just watch them go underneath you ad infinitum, but certainly that's a real novelty. I've not seen that anywhere else in F1. And still on the subject of stuff not being ready, there was a lot of activity in the morning in the paddock with containers that would normally be well gone. There was rubbish, all sorts of setting up still to be done. And a few people have told me that would never have happened in Bernie's day. I don't know whether there is any penalty for the organiser to be that late in having things set up. But it wasn't a great look, but it'll all be fixed by tomorrow. Let's talk the two main championship contenders, Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri. Both came in today in dark-coloured casual gear, and later in the day I found them out the back of the hospitality suites doing some sort of shoot. Now, maybe that's already been online and maybe you've seen it, but if you haven't, keep a look out. This is what it looked like from behind the scenes. Mariana Becker, do you know her? She's a very popular personality in Brazil on television. Huge, huge audience. Today, she played up for a whole host of media waiting for Lewis as she came out of the hospitality suite for Ferrari. Now, there was a bit of golf going on in the paddock today, just putting, and certainly all the drivers coming from this end of the paddock were asked to take part. A number of them did. Nobody got a putt from 8 feet. Oscar Piastri was one of the best. And probably the worst, Nico Hülkenberg couldn't even get a putt from 2 feet despite 2 efforts. Let's talk Red Bull drivers today. Yuki Tsunoda was doing some cooking. Well, he was actually rolling out some pastry for a local delicacy. He spent about 5 minutes doing it. And of course, Yuki loves his food. His teammate, Max Verstappen, I couldn't help but notice how magnificent his hair was today. I asked his manager, I asked his dad and also his trainer what product he was using. None of them knew. And I actually asked Max when he came out. He said it was just something that he buys in Monaco, but he was looking particularly swish and unusually arrived without a hat. Still on the subject of Yuki, this is his trainer John Noonan. Today he was carrying a whole host of balaclavas down the paddock, and I stopped him and we had a chat. Have a look at this. This gold code is an individual number on every single one of these balaclavas. And what happens is when they wear them in the car, they make a record of which one was worn. This is very serious stuff, and if a hotel ever loses one or somebody steals one, perhaps it pops up on eBay, they can tell from where that was stolen because they have these numbers registered. Lewis Hamilton was interesting today. When he came in, he made a very quick detour to avoid the waiting media and went behind all of the hospitality suites. It's not a pretty look back there. His security guard actually stopped at one stage to block the shot here. And then he continued on to the hospitality suite. And later, we were waiting for Lewis and Charles to come out and go up the stairs because there's a 2-story suites in the paddock. And I noticed his security guard had set up this taping system to give them a little bit more room. And when Lewis actually went to the garage, he used one hand to shield his face and then for a time 2 hands and then swapped. It's a very interesting scenario that at the moment Lewis does not want to be photographed and will go to some extraordinary lengths to stop that happening. His teammate, Charles Leclerc, on the other hand, was more than happy to be photographed. I caught him coming out here from the Hilton this morning, handful of fans waiting for him. He was more than happy to pose for selfies as he made his way across to the paddock. And it's a little bit different because this Champions Club corporate suite has been installed. Now, previously, the drivers would walk across that deck, and they were quite nice photos because you've got that magnificent signage on the Marriott in the background, but not this year. We have to go down a different path. And it was interesting too that Charles and Lewis were at different hotels, one at either end of the paddock. They don't have to stay at the same hotels. Indeed, there are other examples of drivers who choose to stay at their own selection, but everybody stays at one of these 2. Still on the subject of Lewis Hamilton, his trainer Angela Cullen was back in the paddock. She missed 2 races and taking her place was Kylie Tomic. Kylie's an Australian. She worked for him last year but was filling in for just those 2 races. I know Angela has a lot of followers and you'll be very happy to know that the pair are back working together again. Now I caught this man red-handed today. This is Ollie. He does art out the front of the Red Bull garage. And he does it for every race, but I've never ever photographed him doing the deed. Today, one of my colleagues distracted him while I took these photos, and he was somewhat joking about the fact that he's now like Banksy. He's been exposed, but he has a very individual talent, and the stuff he does each race is very, very good. You can probably hear there's a bit of a ruckus over at the track here because one of the world's best drivers is just passing by. This is Lando on his way back to the hotel and his manager Mark Berryman. Yesterday was Esteban Ocon's birthday and today I caught one of the crew from Haas arriving with these 2 boxes and I asked him what's inside. He told me birthday cakes for the man, but he got them from what is one of the most marvellous stores I have ever been to. Well, just by pure fluke, this young lady is here with the cake. So this is the store it's come from, Port Baku Bazaar. My gosh, look at that. He is magnificent. Behind me is Oscar's race engineer, Tom Stallard. He's a fairly handy athlete. He actually holds a silver Olympic medal. 2008, he won it for rowing for the Brits. And a new and rather impressive addition to this city is the world's biggest flag. I'm sure you'll see it on the telecast for the race this weekend. But it's a couple of kilometres that way, It is 36 metres by 72 metres. That's huge. And the pole itself, 160 odd metres tall. And what do you reckon a flag of that size weigh? 500 kilograms. That's half a tonne. And this was the most popular cat name, Ferrari. Now, I've run out of things to say at this point, so before I go, could you please hit the like button? And there are a whole lot of you who think you're subscribed, but you're not. So could you please hit that subscribe button? And for a whole lot of extra stuff, that's where you need to look. Thanks for watching.
And stay passionate!
Stop. How's these pictures looking, by the way? How am I looking? Yeah, that's all right.